We all know the story. A boy drops his turtles down a sewer drain, leading to the birth of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But have you ever wondered what happened to that boy afterward? Today, I will talk about Chester Manley, the boy who dropped the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. To give you a little bit of context, Chet was happy coming from a pet shop with a jar containing 4 baby turtles and 1 ceramic toy turtle, unaware that he was about to witness an incident that would completely change the course of his life. He saw a blind man crossing the street who was about to be hit by a large truck that couldn't brake in time. A young man whom we'll call Matt leaped to save the blind man, pulling him out of the truck's path. The sudden stop caused a metal canister to bounce out of the truck's back, striking Matt near his eyes. This injury likely blinded him, but I digress. The canister bounced several times, eventually striking and smashing the glass jar in Chet's hands. The 4 turtles and the canister of glowing ooze fell into an open manhole. And you already know what happened to the turtles after this. But what about Chet? Well, he didn't know what to do. Were the turtles still alive? Would anyone let him go down to check? Overwhelmed, he decided not to say anything, a decision that would mark him for the rest of his life. His father offered to buy him 4 new turtles, but no matter how many turtles he could get, they wouldn't replace the never-ending questions about those poor turtles that went down the drain. 15 years later, Chet became a sanitation worker. One day, while absent-mindedly looking for Grid 19, he ended up in Grid 32, the area where the turtles fell into the sewers. Chet felt like he was losing his mind. He'd been having constant dreams of the turtles surviving the experience and becoming huge and monstrous. In these dreams, he experienced everything from their point of view, facing all kinds of dangers. And now, in his waking hours, his obsessed mind brought him to that place. He even thought he saw one of them the night before. Chet's life had been a constant regret over that single moment. If only he'd gone down to check on them, he might have slept peacefully all those years. Then he found the pieces of the terrarium and even the little ceramic toy turtle. Out of nowhere, the turtles who were going after the Foot Clan appeared. Raphael destroyed Chet's flashlight with a shuriken, and after that, the two stared into each other's eyes. Something clicked for Raphael, and while looking at Chet's face, he asked, "Do I know you?" The turtles left, leaving Chet behind. He then received a message on his radio asking if he was lost again. This time, Chet answered, "No. After 15 years, I'm finally in the right location." 15 years later was published in Turtle Soup Volume 2, Number 4 in February 1992. This story was written and illustrated by recurring TMNT artist A.C. Farley, with colors by Richmond Lewis. You may know Richmond from her work on Batman Year One, where she collaborated with her husband, David Mazzucchelli. Interestingly, the turtles wore colored bandanas in this story, which I assume was an accidental mistake. Perhaps because of this, the story's been considered non-canon, but I think it's up to you if you consider it canon or not. As for the main character's name, Chet was a running gag in the Mirage comics, and to some extent, still is in more recent adaptations. You'll find the name Chet in many panels, sometimes as graffiti and other times as a store name. There's no reason for this. The people at Mirage simply found the name funny. And that's what happened to Chet. Now imagine that it was you who dropped the turtles down the drain. What would you have done? Would you have tried to rescue them? And if not, would the thought of those poor baby turtles haunt you in your dreams? Leave your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. See you in the sewers.